Marsala chicken is one of my favorite dishes, and it's really easy to use. It has that sweet Marsala wine. What you want to do though is to start with pounding your chicken. So I've just got some chicken breasts that I've cut into small pieces here, and I've been pounding away at this batch. And let me just show you another batch here. So I just typically cut my chicken breast into thirds and then lay it between plastic sheets like I have on the cutting board, or on this one I just do it under the plastic and pound away. Just that easy. And then you want to get it to about 1/4 inch thick. And then I'm going to just season this, dredge it in a little bit of seasoned flour. So what I've got in here is just salt, pepper, and the flour, and then you notice I've got thyme. You can either break your thyme leaves right up into the flour, or I'm going to actually just cook the thyme sprigs in my pan with my chicken and just get that flavor in and save me some time. There we go. Time with time. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is dredge these chicken pieces into that flour, seasoned flour, and then set them aside, and we'll heat up some oil and butter together. Oil for the heat and butter for the flavor. And we're going to do this in a cast iron today. So, as easy as this is. Whenever I fry my foods or saute them, I love to use butter and olive oil. So I'm just going to do a couple tablespoons of olive oil, same with the butter. And I want to get my pan hot. And the great thing about having the cast iron skillet is that it retains the heat even as I'm adding food. That is just so hot, and it's going to cook the food so well. Okay. So I can start to add my chicken already. This is already at the temperature. Okay, with the butter and the olive oil, I'll just start to put my floured chicken into my pan. And I'm going to let these lightly brown. And once they're browned on both sides, I'm going to add some mushrooms and then the wine. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put those thyme sprigs I talked about right in there with that. Now when the chicken's brown on both sides, you can remove that to a platter if you want, or you can just put your mushrooms back in. But I like to get a little bit of a crust on my mushroom as well. So I'll just remove this chicken, dump my mushrooms in for just a few minutes, and they'll sit here and they'll let their juices come out, and then they'll kind of start to dry up again. And in fact, I'm even going to add, just for fun, a little more butter. When you cook your mushrooms like this, that flavor is so intense, and oh, the smell is just so great from these mushrooms. And as you notice, they release their juices and they're browning, and oh my goodness, that just makes your mushrooms taste so much better when you take that extra 2 minutes to get that flavor out. Then I'm going to add my meat back to the pan. And again, you didn't have to take that extra step if you didn't want to, but I sure like it. The meat back to the pan. And then I'm going to add about a 1/2 cup of sherry. Now one thing great about the cast iron is you sometimes don't get that much heat when you're just using a Teflon coated pan. That much heat that just sizzles up that quickly and deglazes the pan. This is just some sherry, about half as much, about 1/4 cup or so of the sherry. Okay, we're going to let that simmer for about 10 minutes, reduce down, make a yummy sauce, and then we're going to eat. So I've got this really, really yummy, thick, pasty sauce. If you let it go too long though, you're going to start to burn on the bottom. But if you do that and you need to add to deglaze again, throw in a little bit more of this and let it cook for another few minutes. You wouldn't want to serve it right up because it would have too strong of an alcohol flavor. But I was just at that point that I was going to be too thick if I didn't do that. So I'll do that, let this cook for another few minutes. But another thought too, if your chicken's too thick and it's not cooked through, just throw your lid on. That'll help keep that moisture in and help cook that chicken faster for you. But then you do want to, at the last minutes, have that heat off so you get that thick sauce I'm talking about. And it's not a saucy sauce, it's just a thick coating on your mushrooms and your chicken. Oh, it's so yummy. You can also, if you want, add cream to this and make it a creamy Marsala sauce. Of course, cream can go with almost anything, right? So we're done, ready to eat. Now when you're using your cast iron, remember that your pan is hot, your handle, so always have something handy to help serve that with. And then I'll just scoot this over here onto this plate and we will serve up. And you can serve this with pasta, over pasta. Remember I left my thyme sprigs, so before you do serve, remove those. But for right now, I'm just going to get everything to the platter. And that sweet Marsala wine and the sherry just makes for such a yummy, sweet sauce. Marsala chicken, just that easy. 20 minutes, maybe 30, start to finish, depending on how much chicken you're cooking. But look how beautiful. I'm going to taste this. Now this was requested by me to do a segment on by Marie out of Hyde Park. And there you go. So simple, easy, absolutely delicious.